Well, hello YouTube, and today we're diving into the Ecomi, or Omi if you will, as its potential listing on HTX exchange. Buckle up because things might get a little bumpy. So I know everyone is not going to want to hear this, but in my opinion, Omi is going to dump whether we get listed or not. Now hold your horses, let me explain why. First up, buy the rumour, sell the news. Now you've probably all heard of this term before. It basically means that the hype around an announcement can inflate the prices, but then reality sets in and the price drops. Now basically people buy because it's new to them on an exchange that they like, and then people who have been holding sell because the price pumps a bit for them, or because they buy knowing full well that the price is about to pump, and then they sell when it gets on the exchange, and that's why the price drops. Basically. Now this is a big concern for Ecomi. Now there's been a lot of buzz about the HTX listing, but what happens after? Because of course there's the utility question mark. Let's be honest, Ecomi doesn't exactly have a ton of real world use yet. Now the VV app is pretty cool, obviously, and it makes a lot of money, but it's still early days for the actual Omi token side of things on the app itself. Now we know that Omi to NFT is coming, but is it going to come before an exchange listing? And if so, is it therefore going to make a difference on the exchange? Well, the great thing is then obviously you have the Omi token on an exchange, and therefore over a period of time it may do well. But for now, if it gets put on there without the Omi token utility, essentially, I got a feeling that it's going to dump straight away, pretty much. So even if they do get listed on HTX, then I got a feeling that's what's going to happen. Now it could climb slowly, or it could just not climb at all. But either way, it's going to dump a little bit because there's people waiting to cash out. Because here's the thing, some folks are just waiting for the price to pump to jump ship. So basically they're disgruntled or whatever, they might be they might be happy with some of the gains that they get, or they might not be happy with what the team's been saying, and they might even not be sold on the long-term vision of Ecomi or VV, essentially. So this selling pressure in itself could dump after the listing. Now the HTX listing is done by prime vote. So it's essentially prime vote or bust, because if we do get the prime vote, then it may dump a little, but if we don't get the prime vote and we're not the community's top pick, well, let's just say it won't be pretty. There are already disgruntled investors who feel that Ecomi shouldn't be in the running at all. Missing out on the prime vote spot could fuel that fire. In fact, several posts on Twitter refer to the fact that Ecomi should be paying for the fee for the listing rather than relying on the competition vote. Foster, in his wisdom, replied to this by saying that it's not a bad thing that we're trying to save money. And he had like a long thing that he said, but that was basically the gist of it, which I wholeheartedly agree. That being said, read the room, because people are feeling like they have been lied to about the utilities and everything the team promised, and sentiment is an all-time low. And then rather than listing on an exchange, we have to try and win a competition to be listed on an exchange that requires sign-ups to HTX that you may not be already signed up to, and also to do votes on Twitter, etc., which is basically using your time. Now, I guess you could argue that the community doesn't care as long as we get listed on an exchange, but in my honest opinion, as much as people are calling for exchanges, it may be a little bit premature, because as there isn't very much utility with the token, okay, so we've got a little bit of MCP utility in the app, but as there's not much utility with the token, I got a feeling that it's not going to be as great as what people think. And also, although it is a tier 1 exchange, it's not one again that American users can use from what I can gather. So that obviously puts it at a very big disadvantage. Now, on the other hand, if Omi to NFT was released before the exchange listing, then there'd be a sort of a guaranteed use case. So it wouldn't just be simply hoping for the promises to be filled from the team. On a lighter note, Randy Chavez just sold 10% of his channel to Mr. MC1 for 10k. It's an absolutely crazy deal, as his entire channel, if he tried to sell it on the open market, as in like tried to sell his YouTube channel, wouldn't even be worth that much. So well done to Randy for putting that deal in. It was absolutely crazy to see it on stream, and if you haven't caught it, then check out the video just here. I will link his stream just here, so that way you can click on that and go and see it if you want to. But who knows, if Omi actually takes off and thousands more people watch Randy streams, Mr. MC1 could be even richer than he is now. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to buy a percentage of my channel, hit me up in the comments. we can make a deal. Thanks for watching.